All right, welcome to the program, The Law, the People, and Governance here on Spectrum Television. Apologies for starting way behind time. Well, today we're going to look at people's expectations on the forthcoming governorship polls in all the states here in Nigeria. Of course, you know that this is a great time, electioneering for Nigerians, a time to put our leaders into office, people who we will hold accountable for the resources of this country and of the state as well. So I still say again, it's a great time for Nigeria, a time to make the right decision, not just making decisions. Well, we just had the presidential polls, which put the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu in office, and we've been having disputes around that particular result and the INEC's choices, and of course some of the people's choice as well. So we're going to look at all of that in today's program. My name is Rachel David White, and this program is participatory, so you can join us. The phone number is displayed on the screen. Well, let's get to find out your expectation on the governorship polls. When Saturday comes, it's going to be a time for Nigerians to go back to the polling unit, of course, to put the governors and, of course, the people at the local levels and, of course, the state assembly levels into office, people whom they will hold accountable. Meanwhile, we've been having issues. Political parties like the PDP and the Labour Party have gone to court to dispute the presidential result, which was uploaded by INEC, that declared Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as Nigerian's president-elect. And these are just concerns, one of the concerns that we've had as a result to the just concluded presidential polls. And here a time is coming again, just Saturday. INEC is expected to do the same thing to put a governor into office in each of the states in Nigeria. Well, should there be questions, should there be concerns by the people concerning, owing to the fact that there was so much irregularities in the just concluded polls? These are the things we hope to find out from you, your concern, the people's concerns when it comes to the forthcoming governorship elections in Nigeria. So we'll be joined today virtually by our guest from Ebonyi State. He's a political strategist in the person of Dr. Charles Odogu. Welcome, Doctor.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so without wasting time, let's get to the business of the day. Well, opposing political parties have disputed the result that, of course, declared the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress. Now, should we be concerned, or let me ask, did it surprise you that INEC went ahead to announce the result and, of course, announce the winner despite the irregularities and concerns that was raised in the just concluded polls?
Okay, well, I think that INEC disappointed Nigeria, and the reason is because they gave Nigerians so much. They raised the trust of the ordinary Nigerian on the process, but went ahead to do exactly the opposite of all they promised. Right? We believed and hoped that give us an electronic transmission of results, that INEC, under the leadership of Yakubu Mahmoud, would have given Nigerians the best, the most credible and transparent election. But to the surprise of every us was the case that this just concluded presidential election will go down the history as the most controversial and the most incredible, with every plethora of evidences everywhere, showing that there were so many malpractices in the process.
Okay.
It was expected that during the collation that the results will be checked, will be compared with the one on the NEC portal to ensure that whatever they are collating is actually a reflection of what happened at the
At the polling unit.
yeah. But this was a case of collation of arbitrary figures. There was nowhere to compare or find out whether this is actually coming from any polling unit or not. They just went ahead, collated results from just anywhere, and announced, and abandoned the entire technology that was deployed to ensure transparency after all the billions that were spent on beavers and the software to ensure electronic transmission. All those were abandoned, and we went back to the days of manual collation. That is the least Nigerians expected. And I must say that majority of Nigerians are disappointed, and that is why you see that supposedly a president-elect has been announced, but there's no celebration anywhere in the country, in the north, in the south, the west, in the east.
Well, lots of expectations were dashed, following the February 25th polls, with people actually venting their anger on and displeasure at the conduct of INEC. Of course, we had irregularities ranging from beavers failure, we had lack of agents, party agents, we had lack of security agents, lack of adequate ballot papers, and a whole lot of that. Now, people also, we've had people vowing never to go back to the polling units again, to even put a governor on sit. Now, what will it take to convince such a person to actually go back to the polls for Saturday?
Yes, you must have seen persons going to the extent of destroying their PVCs.
Yes, we've seen footages like that.
They can no longer trust the people. They've lost faith in INEC and all of that. So, but despite disappointments and all of that, we are very hopeful that while the cases challenging the president are still ongoing in the that for once keep to the word by ensuring that the BVAS is used for by accreditation and then subsequently used for electronic transmission of results after the election. So these are the things that people are up to, even though a lot of people are discouraged. But I'm sure that from the assurances coming from several states that these beavers will be effectively deployed in the March 11th election, I'm sure that a lot of people will still come out vote.
Well,
so we are begging our neck to ensure that results will be uploaded directly to the polling unit.
You're talking about, sorry to break you, you're talking about begging INEC to make sure results are uploaded at the polling units pre-time like it was promised. And of course, the noticeable concerns that we had was the failure of beavers. And then we had all the assurances from INEC, we had the assurances from the service chiefs and even the federal government that things were going to go on well, that we're not going to have these issues again at the polls. Nigeria had moved way past the years or days of manual collation of results, and the people had so much confidence. And even there was a point where the INEC chairman came out to say, oh, we're debunking the fact that the media says we're going to collate results manually. This is not true. It's fake news. INEC is going to make sure that results are being collated at the polling units, are being uploaded pre-time on the server, so you can check it out for yourself. And then they also gave the people assurances that, look, INEC is serving the people. They exist to serve the citizens. And that gave the citizens so much confidence in INEC, and it turned the other way around. So do you think just saying we're begging Nigerians to go out on Saturdays to vote is enough? I mean, I've had conversation with someone. Are you planning to go out for Saturday? And the person says no. Also had conversation with someone that says, look, Saturday we're ready. We're ready to do it the other way, since APC decided to take the throne by force, so we're ready this time. And I went as far as asking, when you say you're ready, are you planning to rig the election as well? So I don't think it's just enough saying we're begging Nigerians to go out to the polling unit and vote on Saturday.
Okay, well, the incident of the presidential election of February has put two things in the mind. Number one is the group of people who have been discouraged that they not coming to the polling unit. There's a reasonable number of people who are able to convince again to come and vote, because their votes will not, right?
Yeah.
But then there are others who have been energized and at the same time provoked, and they are ready to cause mayhem on any INEC official who will come to the polling booth, polling unit, and be giving excuses about electronic transmission results direct from the polling unit. So I'm looking at it that the fact that some persons may not be able to come out because they feel disappointed with the previous one. There are a lot of persons who will come out ready and angry. And my advice to INEC is to ensure that they don't put their ad hoc staff at risk by making sure that the process of uploading this result directly from the pool is smooth and fast. Because a lot of persons, a lot of people will not be able to take the excuse that result cannot be uploaded directly from the pool. And this is because, like you said, as on several occasions, assured Nigerians that results will be uploaded, will be transmitted electronically directly from the polling unit to the collation center. So this time around, we have trusted and they failed. I doubt if anything to trust them to that extent. So any officer coming to the unit should ensure that the beavers machine is coming with is functional okay, and that he or she has all the requires to transmit the result directly from the polling, because the story will not be that of the presidential election. So I'm very optimistic. A reasonable number of Nigerians will still be able to come out and exercise their right. But what I cannot guarantee is if Nigerians will be able to take the excuse that beaver machine is not working, that beaver machine cannot trust. No Nigerian will want to take it this time around.
Hello, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, so there are reports that INEC had been compromised. Now that's why the presidential election turned out the way it did. And also the fact that so many allegations that were brought out, so many footages, so many claims that were laid. INEC's chairman, that's Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, has not really come out to debunk a whole lot of them. Now this leaves people with the belief that truly INEC was compromised. Now, from your own observation, would you agree to that assertion? And if INEC had been compromised, now what's of the truth, okay? If it had been compromised, now what are the chances that they haven't been compromised to work against the governorship elections, against the people's will?
Well, I would say that it's obvious that INEC has been compromised, starting from the chairman down to the returning officers, and so many of them out there. And the reason is because we just had an election where you promised Nigerians that there will be electronic transmission directly from the polling booths. And that didn't happen because of what you claim to be technical glitches and all of that. And up to today, nobody has been sacked. Up to today, nobody has been charged. Up to today, nobody has been held responsible for the malfunctioning of the system that you promised Nigerians. It goes to show that it was a risk.
Well, I think in one of the states we've had one of the INEC persons in one of the states suspended.
We shouldn't be talking about state. We're talking about presidential election. I'm looking at the person in charge of the ICT. Somebody should have been able to come out to tell us that this was why the transmission of results wasn't possible, or that this was what led to the downtime in the software or whatever. There should have been somebody coming to explain to Nigerians that why this happened. But apparently, nobody is doing that.
But does that make you believe or stand with the assertion that truly INEC had been compromised?
Obviously, just that they actually know, they're actually aware of what happened. You know that they actually are comfortable with it.
Okay, just a moment, if you can hear me. Just a moment, let's take a call.
All right.
Okay. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, madam.
Welcome to the show. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
It's Isa calling from Bauchi.
Okay, Isa, what are your expectations in the forthcoming governorship polls?
So actually, my expectations are not quite different from the person you are discussing with over there. Actually, based on what has gone during the presidential election, people are really demoralized based on INEC performance with regard to the presidential election.
Okay.
So, because a lot of assurances were given to Nigeria that this election will be transmitted lifetime. However, at the end, people got to come up with something different. So this particular issue led to so many speculations and so many issues come up on both. So actually, INEC, if they want people to come and vote in the upcoming governorship election, they have to do a lot of mobilization. And even the political parties that have candidates in this governorship election should come out and appeal to people to come over and vote for them. If not, if that is not done, surely people will not come and vote for this governorship election.
Okay.
And also, as the person you are speaking said, the major issue now is the lack of explanation from the INEC with regard to what has happened during the presidential election. Up till this moment, no any explanation on what led to the absence of this transmission. At least in a saner society or democratic setting, explanation has to be given, and somebody has to be punished for his for not doing his job. But look at us here. But finally, I will congratulate Nigerians for staying in peace, or for conducting themselves in peace. And this makes me to feel that, inshallah ta'ala, Nigeria will continue to be united. The only thing we have to do is let all of us, the masses of this country, understand that those who are oppressing us do not like us to be in a good environment. So let us all, whether you are from the south, from everywhere it is in Nigeria, let us unite and understand that many of our leaders are really not working toward our the betterment of our society, so that we can do what can be good to us. As look at this issue of Naira redesign. Look at how people are suffering. You are having money in your account, and yet you sleep without
access
it. Which kind of issue is this? So please, let all of us, the masses or the Nigerian citizens, understand that we are all one. Whether you are Muslim, Christian, not from everywhere, we are suffering from all this oppression from our leaders. So let us unite and do what can take us to the promised land within ourselves. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Issa. Thank you. Okay, so I'm coming back to you, Dr. Charles. Are you listening to us? Hello, Dr. Charles.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you heard what our caller said. Meanwhile, you were trying to explain something.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Sorry, come again with your question.
Okay, so you heard what our caller said, talking about Nigerians staying in unity. Yeah, we're talking. Oh yeah, we're talking about INEC being compromised. That's what we're talking about.
Okay. All right. So I was saying that it's obvious that there must have been some form of compromise up there in the leadership of INEC, because, like I said, they promised us heaven and earth, assured Nigerians on several occasions that the results will be transmitted directly from the polling unit to the collation center, only for them to come on the very day of the election to revert, back to the old ways of manual collation. And up till today, nobody has given any explanation to why that had to happen. We just hear that there was glitches here and there and all of that. Somebody was responsible. Somebody was in charge of the ICT. The needed amount of money was released to get this job done, and to apologize to Nigerians or to take responsibility of what happened.
Do you think apology can help, or Nigerians need actual explanations to see what actually went wrong in order to avoid a repetition of this kind of issue again?
Certainly. An adequate explanation to Nigerians that these were the reasons why the glitches we experienced the last time happened, and then some level of assurance that going forward, going into the March 11th election, that there will be no glitches whatsoever again. I mean, if the money that was given to them was not enough, they should have made adequate arrangement before now. They had more than 4 years to prepare for this election. So why would they be giving Nigerians excuses at this point? Where it's obvious that transmission from the polling unit is the only thing that would have guaranteed 100% transparency to the election. The collation would have been smooth, and everybody would be sure that whatever is being collated is exactly what happened at the polling unit.
Well, Dr. Charles.
Unlike this sham.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving away from that, okay, it seems we're having some level of voter apathy comebacks. I mean, something we were campaigning hard against. And it looks like some people, the just concluded presidential polls has brought back this particular worm that has eaten deep into the Nigerian system. And it took a whole lot of advocacy, a whole lot of campaign, a whole lot of education, to get rid of it amongst Nigerians. Voter apathy, lack of interest in political, processes. But it seems this just concluded presidential polls has brought back voter apathy into Nigerians again.
Well, no doubt, like I said, to a reasonable extent, the apathy may have returned to some certain persons, right? But then, because of the disposition of some of the presidential candidates, like of the presidential candidate of Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, who has come out to reassure the obedient, and to also encourage them to come out and vote Labour Party on the 11th of March. This would have got March 11th, and I also encourage every other person out there not to give up on the system. It's on us to make sure that things are gotten right. So we have to keep playing our part and hope that every other person in the country will also one day decide to do the right thing.
Okay, but it seems like the heat is mostly on APC. I mean, it seems like the heat is on APC because other parties feel that INEC may have rigged the election to elect the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Ashua Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as the president-elect of Nigeria. There have been some speculations that this coming governorship elections, which takes place on Saturday, that APC may likely lose in most states. What do you think about that?
Yeah, certainly there's going to be a revolt. There's going to be a protest vote across the country, right? Except in those regions where it appears that APC are still, reasonably in control. But in other regions, where APC is not really in control, there's going to be a protest vote. So to a reasonable extent, most of our candidates who may have been good and
Hello?
hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, most of our candidates who would have won under normal circumstances may end up losing because of what I call protest votes that will
Okay.
be experienced this coming Saturday.
Okay.
Right, and I'm sure that with the pressure and the attention of everyone on INEC this time, the irregularities will be very much minimized, and the true candidates, the candidates that reflects the will of the people, will emerge at
Okay.
this time. So I'm very hopeful that the election of the coming Saturday will be reasonably free, fair, and transparent.
Just one last question, briefly, in just maybe 5 seconds. What needs to happen differently in order to assure that Saturday's polls goes free, fair, and credible?
Right. It's very simple. INEC should keep to their word. One is ensure that the beavers is used for accreditation. There should be no manual accreditation. There should be no bypass of the beavers under any circumstance. That is one. Secondly, ensure that results after they've been counted are transmitted directly from the polling unit to the collation center. There should be no room for manual collation of results.
Okay.
Let it be that the result goes directly from the polling unit to the collation center, because by the time the result has to travel between the polling unit and the collation center, a lot of things may have happened on the
May have been diluted.
exactly. There would have been a lot of dilution
All right,
and
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Charles. Because of time, I will have to roll the curtains here. Thank you so much for being part of the program.
thank you so much. I'd like to join you next time.
All right, well, good. We're looking forward to having you next time. Well, thank you so much, our viewers. Thank you to Isa who called us, and we're very sorry we couldn't pick your call because of time. While this program still goes on again tomorrow and next, so be sure to be part of this program. Of course, you know your concerns will be attended to. Well, you can follow us on WhatsApp. You can also follow us on YouTube, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtv.ng. My name is Rachel David White. Good evening.